So what I want to talk to you about tonight is how being an idiot, a real true idiot, has its advantages, and essentially how to overcome the curse of knowledge. So I'm going to give you the persona of somebody real quick, and I want you to tell me if you've ever known anybody like this, and it could be you, okay? Be honest here, because it has definitely been me in the past. They know it all. They know it all to the millionth degree. They could tell you who done it in a suspense thriller kind of thing before the first commercial. They could tell you how the meal is going to be based on like the tie knot of the server. They know exactly what a prospective client that's sitting in front of you needs because they look just like a client from the past. Do you know these people? They just seem to know it all, right? They go into a room, they barely assess a situation, and they seem to know it all. Do you know anybody like that? Has that ever been you or somebody else? You don't have to out yourself. Just say yes in the comments if you've ever known somebody who, like, it seems doesn't really take a whole lot of time to look into anything. They say, you know what, I know stuff. I'm an expert. I'm the master at this. I know what you need. I know how you need it. And here's what I'm going to give you. Has anybody known somebody like that? Yeah. Eric says, I like the sound of this. Yeah. So you guys get this. And this really does serve us, right? It does serve us to be able to jump to conclusions about certain things. Imagine if we had to process the details of every little thing. Like the fact that we can make these quick snap judgments allow us to know that the faucet at the office kind of works like the faucet at home. So you don't walk into the bathroom at work and break out your phone and start researching for the next 30 minutes on the make and model and brand of the faucet to make sure you know how to use it properly, right? You're able to make that snap decision, that snap judgment, and you know, right? Ilana says, I have friends like that. We all have friends like that. And you know what? Sometimes I am that friend, Ilana. So I'm trying my best not to. And Ilana is a rock star. She is running all of my PR right now and just doing incredible things, has amazing opportunities coming up for me. So you guys are going to be seeing way more of my face than you probably want to see, but that's for another conversation. Thank you, Ilana, for all you're doing. You're a rock star. So like I said, this really does serve us in a lot of ways. Mike says, I know him on Instagram. I don't know if he's talking about me or you know the person I'm talking about that knows it all. So this really does serve us until it doesn't, right? Until it doesn't. So when you think that you know it all in any situation, whether this is in a personal relationship with a spouse, with your kids, with a prospect, with your coworkers, with your boss, with the people that report to you, if you're not willing to slow down and be open and be curious and become a student of life, especially when it comes to people and to relationships and to your own personal and professional growth and potential, then you limit yourself and what you're able to create in this world. I really mean that. It seems counterintuitive that the more you know, the more you limit yourself. But anytime somebody else is involved, anytime you're not in a vacuum where you're the only person creating, anytime a co-creation is the goal, then if you are not slowing down, being curious, and being a student of life, you limit what you are able to create in the world. And if you do think you know it all, right? And this, whether this is with a prospect or a client or your family or your friends or whatever, when you think you know it all, everything becomes a race. It's a race to get through this, to get on to the next that, right? And I know I've done this. I've been so guilty. Anybody else guilty of this in the past? Yeah, I'm not blushing. You're so welcome. Yeah, has anybody been guilty of this in the past though? Like you think you know the answer to things and so you rush. And it was so funny for me. I used to think I hated sales. I really used to think I hated sales. But let me tell you what I really figured out that I hated. So I used to think that I hated sales. I really did. Anytime the term sales came up, I just got like a pit in my stomach. And what I finally realized a lot of through the work that I've done on myself and really looking at this concept here is that I just hated rushing relationships. I didn't say Russian relationships. I love Russians. I didn't hate sales. I hated rushing relationships. Think about that for a second. If you think for a second that you do not like sales, you do not like selling. Think about this for a second and see, could this be true for you? Do you just not like rushing relationships? If you had all the time in the world to just sit with somebody and get curious and learn about their world and see how you can contribute value to their world, would selling really have the same connotation? I'm guessing no. The reason it has the connotation it has, and the reason it makes us feel the way we feel sometimes, is because we think we need to get in there and close the sale. And that's what we do, right? We rush. We rush to get the girl. We rush to get the guy. We rush to get the sale. We rush to get a consensus. We rush to get buy-in. But that's not the way things work when there's more than one human being involved. And so this brings up the distinction here. Alana says, yes, I've made many life decisions by rushing and thinking I knew it. And Allison says, rushing. Yes. Yeah. And we're doing our best. Like, there's nothing wrong. We do that because in our world, it does make sense a lot of times to rely on our memories and our experiences and our biases and things like that. It does make sense. But when it involves another person, another human being, another soul, another heart, another mind, another set of motivations and loves and things that are important and needs, we can't rush that. And when we think we know it all and we think we're a master of everything and we know everything that needs to be done in any given situation, personally or professionally, we limit what we're able to create.